And now, the undercard.
Joining me on stage right now, I'd like to welcome, making his professional debut, junior bantamweight, Juanmita Lopez De Jesus. Welcome. Lightweight sensation, Abdullah Mason. Welterweight, Rohan Polanco. Good to see you, gents. And in a 10-round battle, as I mentioned earlier, for the USBA, WBC, USA, and WBO international middleweight titles, Connor Coyle taking on Vito Mielnicki Jr. And beside me, the Vice President of Boxing Operations for Top Rank, Mr. Carl Moretti. All right, that was a mouthful. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us. Carl, thank you for being with us. Juanmita, I want to start with you, brother. 112-pound gold medalist for 2023 Puerto Rican National Championship. You represented your homeland in the 2024 Olympic Games. Son of former two-division world champion Juan Manuel, Juanma Lopez. And now, making your debut Friday at Madison Square Garden. How excited are you to turn pro?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I wait for this moment all my life, and now it's reality. You know, it's not a dream anymore.
Carl, I want to bring you in right away. I'm quoting Bob Arum here. Juanmita is an exceptional talent, someone we feel will excel in the ring and, like his father, bring many championships to the great fighting nation of Puerto Rico. That's Bob. Speak about this young man.
Facts, you know, I mean, straight out. We watched him in the Olympics. We love identifying the best talent from Puerto Rico. In our eyes, he's that next step, just like Xander was. So he's just going to follow him along, and no better place than to turn pro at Madison Square Garden.
Juanmita, what does it make you feel when you hear the greatest promoter of all time talk of you like that?
I think it's everybody wants this opportunity, you know, and now I got the opportunity to show the people what I have, you know, what I bring to their table. So I want to make my people of Puerto Rico proud. So Friday night, I'm going to show what I have.
Is it business as usual, or does it feel a little different that this is a professional fight week, first one for you? Is it a little different?
Yeah, it's different. No, I never have this type of attention, you know, so it's crazy for me. I'm very excited.
Carl, you've been around a lot of young fighters who have made their professional debut. What do you expect Friday night for this young man?
Well, first of all, it's damas y caballeros, you know, El San Juan, all that stuff for him. I expect him to just continue what we saw in the Olympics, that he's actually probably going to be a better pro than Olympian because of his style. I don't expect him to, you know, freeze up because of the lights, because he's been before it. He knows what he wants. And this is just the start. And obviously, we'll see him back here in June as well.
Juanmita, welcome to Top Rank. Welcome to professional boxing. We're excited to see you on Valentine's Day at Madison Square Garden. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Abdullah Mason, right next door, 16-0, 14 knockouts. The last time we saw you, it was November, Norfolk, Virginia, second-round knockout. But even though you finished it in 2 rounds, you actually hit the deck as well. What did you take away from that experience?
Mainly just fight smart and make sure I'm listening to my corner. You know, every time, you know, I'm tuned in to them, the easier the fight is. So just keep doing the same thing. I feel like I got up and did exceptional, but just keep doing the same thing, you know, and fight smart.
What do you enjoy the most about boxing? What do you enjoy the least about boxing, if there is one?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would say the results of your hard work is the most enjoyable thing. You know, the more work you put in, you know, the smarter you are. You know, you get in the ring and everything shows. You know, but everyone knows. You know, every fighter knows one thing, that every single fight fan, you know, they have their own, you know, perfect version of you. But you got to make sure you know, doing what you do in there the way you got to do it.
Where do you see yourself in the lightweight division? Obviously, there's a world title on the line in our main event on this card. When you look at the division as a whole, where do you see yourself?
I see myself up there with the guys who hold the titles. You know, skill-wise, I feel like I'm able to hold my own in one of those fights and come out on top. But we're proving ourselves, and we're going to keep, you know, taking those steps forward. Hopefully we grab a smaller title this year and just keep stepping forward, inching towards that world championship. So when we get the opportunity, you know, we'll be ready for it.
Carl, I want to bring you in since you're with me. It's obviously nice to have you with me. You're never here, so it's great. A lot of noise in boxing about this young man. What makes Abdullah Mason so special?
Yeah, well, there was a lot of noise in Norfolk that night. The place was jumping with 10,000 people, and just to get it more excited, he got dropped. And then he got up, and if he didn't see it, he got dropped again, and the place went crazy. And we're like, okay, that's enough of entertaining everybody. Let's do what we got to do. And, getting knocked down in boxing, it happens to every fighter. The question is, what happens when you get up? Well, he got up, and he took care of business. So that shows a lot to us of what his progression will be. If this would have continued or he wouldn't have went farther, then it's a whole different story. But he answered the questions there. And, now we're on to a fight this Friday against a guy that just went the distance with Rolly, who's fighting for a world title, which is, a whole nother conversation to go to. But the fact that, Brad feels confident to put him with that guy shows that the confidence that we have in him on handling business.
Abdul, Friday night, your toughest opponent on paper, clearly, I think, to date. What do we expect from you Friday night after Norfolk and what Carl was just talking about?
Friday night, we bring in smoke, no flowers. So we're going to fight smart, do what we worked on, and we're going to have some fun in there. And, hopefully, we see the opportunity, we're going to do the same thing we've been doing. And we're going to, bring the smoke.
I love it. No flowers. I love all the Valentine's Day references that we're going to have all week. They write themselves. Moving on. Rohan Polanco, 14-0, 9 knockouts. Great to see you again, brother. With this move up in weight comes heavier punches, and you're facing a tough opponent in Jean Carlos Torres. This fight has potential to be a brawl, like big brawl. Do you have to change anything in your camp to adjust to the welterweight division?
Con esta movida de peso subiste a otra división. Esta pelea tiene el chance de ser una guerra. ¿Algún ajuste que tuviste a hacer para este cambio de división?
Bueno, sí, en este campamento fue más intenso, ¿me entiendes? Trabajé mucho con más pesa, el entrenamiento más intenso, siempre lo sparring. Pero para esta guerra me siento bastante bien, ¿me entiendes? Yo tengo ya mucha experiencia y sé que con el que voy a pelear ahora tiene también bastante experiencia. Creo que con mi buen boxeo saliré victorioso esa noche.
There was definitely a more intense training camp. Also, I work a lot more on strength and conditioning. I know that my opponent has a lot of experience, but I also have a lot of experience, so that's going to be important in this fight.
Thank you, Gardy. What's it like working with Hector Bermudez in camp?
¿Cómo es trabajar con Héctor Bermúdez en el campamento?
Muy bien, muy bien. Es un entrenador bien inteligente. Siempre me está enseñando cómo adaptarme al boxeo profesional, ya que yo vengo de una carrera larga de amateur. Y gracias a Dios he encajado muy bien. Siento que fue una buena opción escoger a Héctor como entrenador para mi carrera profesional.
It has been a great option to select Hector as my trainer. He's a very intelligent trainer, and he has been helping me switch my style to the pro style because I had a very long career as an amateur.
Gardy, I want to ask him the same question I just asked Abdullah Mason, welterweight division, now that he's moving up to 147. Where does he see himself in welterweight?
¿Dónde te ves a ti mismo en el peso welter?
Bueno, el plan es seguir ganando peleas para seguir posicionándome hasta que me llegue muy pronto la pelea titular, que eso es lo que andamos buscando.
The plan is to keep winning, to keep getting ranked higher until the title opportunity gets to me. That's what we're working for.
Carl, I want to bring you in here. Rohan's a special fighter.
Well, we think he's a special fighter. We hope he's a special fighter. In today's world of Twitter and whatever else is out there in this social...
I think they call it X now.
Yeah, that too. All you hear is fighters calling out fighters for this and that. After Friday, I doubt you're going to see anybody calling him out. That's not going to happen. So he's going to have to do it the old-fashioned way, stay active, move up the rankings, take care of business in the ring, and eventually earn a shot in a wide-open division.
Rohan, thank you. Gracias. We're going to move on a little. Beside us here, 10 rounds for the vacant USBA, WBC USA, WBO International Middleweight titles. Connor Coyle, Vito Mielnicki Jr. Here we go again. Vito, we're in your backyard. Does this ever get old for you?
No, this is exciting. Now fighting on the main card on ESPN. It's another great opportunity. I want to thank Bob Arum and Top Rank for this great opportunity. I want to thank God. Without him, none of this is possible, and I'm just blessed to be in this position.
I want to bring in your opponent, Connor. Welcome to New York City, Madison Square Garden, from Ireland. What does this opportunity mean for you?
Yeah, it's a great opportunity, and I'm pretty excited to be here. Such an amazing card to be on as well, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to Friday night now.
You said in an interview not too long ago, this is my opportunity to prove to myself, to prove that I am as good as I know I am. I'll just have to prove to the world and whoever is watching. Explain that to everybody who's watching right now, because you were pretty open and candid about your experiences up to date and now being here at the Mecca of boxing.
Oh yeah, yeah, I've had fights. The fights that I've got, you know, I was looking for bigger fights, but I never got them. You know, it's not like I was ducking and dodging people. You know, I've just had to do it. Whoever was put in front of me, I had to fight. I wanted the bigger fights. I've had a few big fights, but things happened and fell through, like the Felix Cash fight that fell through, and then I got an injury before the Almo fight. But I believe this is my opportunity here now, and I'm happy that it's in the MSG.
Vito, do you have a chance to watch tape on Connor? And in your opinion, is this your toughest test to date?
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal, to keep climbing, keep fighting better opposition. And yeah, this is definitely my toughest test to date on paper. Yeah, and I'm just excited to show what I've been working on, how I've grown as a fighter, and put on a dominating performance on Friday night.
What did you take away from the last time we were here? Because your last fight was right here, same place. You walked away with a majority decision. What did you learn from that experience that you maybe didn't learn from your previous fights?
Just got to take it fight by fight. The media is going to judge you based off your last performance. And just, yeah, wasn't my greatest night in the office. But the goal Friday night is to eliminate that memory from everybody's memory and make this fight what they remember.
Connor, I'll come back to you. You spent 11 weeks in Florida preparing for this one. Are you in the best shape of your career right now? Will we see the best version of Connor Friday night?
100%, yeah. I was 12 weeks in total away from my 3 kids and my family. That was the toughest camp I've been through, physically and mentally. I've had the best of the sparring, and you know, this is my opportunity now to grab it with both hands. So I put every blood, sweat, and tears into this 12 weeks away from my kids, and I'm going to show it on Friday night.
Carl, we've got 3 title fights on the card Friday night. You know, we're here at Madison Square Garden. This fight has potential to steal the show as well. Like, this card is stacked.
Well, a couple things. First, he's not in his backyard. When we're in our backyard, we're in Jersey.
All right, settle
Right,
down.
so let's start with that.
Hey, we did give him a Rangers.
Two,
last time
exactly.
he was-
Two, between his sponsors, and I can see what he's bringing to the ring with indigo interiors, it's going to look like a NASCAR race in there with all these guys, you know, maxed out as much as they could. Also, you know, for Vito, you're right. You're judged off your last fight, and Vito didn't look good in his last fight. We know why he didn't look good in his last fight, and usually most guys, you know, take an easy one after that. That wasn't their decision this time. They said, find the toughest guy you could. Connor Coyle stepped up to the plate. The fight's been made for 2.5 months. He knows what he's going to get out of this if he wins. Vito has to win and has to look good to get to the level that he wants to get to, and that's what Friday night's all about.
Vito, when you hear that, you got to win, you got to look good. Do you flip a switch? Do you have that switch that we might see from Vito that we might not have seen up to this point?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. This is a great opportunity for me, and this is everything I've dreamt of as a kid, just walking in Madison Square Garden, seeing your face on billboards, on posters. This is everything that I've ever wanted since I was 7 years old, so we're going to take advantage of this opportunity and, like I said, dominate.
We've got B-roll of you right now up on the screens for people at home watching, and I can see you're literally answering the question, watching yourself on the screen. The same questions I've asked the other guys. Where do you see yourself in the division? And you know, obviously, you got to put on a show in order to be a part of this conversation.
Yeah, I mean, this is my first fight at 160 as well, so I'm moving up from 54 to 160. I feel strong, and I'm ready, 150% ready.
Connor, same question to you. I know your family and all your fans back home are going to be tuning in. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. How do you make sure you walk out of the ring Friday night victorious?
Just everything I've been working on in the gym with my coach, Jim. we've put together everything piece by piece in camp. Each week, everything went so smoothly. We've had no setbacks. Every training camp, I always have a setback, a minor injury, a sickness, something will come along. But this has been the most successful and smooth training camp I've ever had. And mentally and physically, I'm just the best shape possible.
Well, we're excited for Friday night. Gentlemen, everybody with us right now, thanks for joining us.
And I'm Kristal Hart reporting from the theater at Madison Square Garden. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the fights.